Hi, I'm Liz and I am a dietetic assistant at the East Midlands Bariatric and Metabolic Institute. This video should provide you with the information you need to know about the post-op diet following your bariatric surgery. Once you've had your weight loss surgery, you will need to follow a post-op diet. This is a modified texture diet and is in place to aid healing and minimise the risk of complications, all whilst providing you with the nutrients you need to recover from surgery. The aim is to progress through the stages of the diet so that you can eat normal textured foods approximately 4 to 8 weeks after your operation. The diet consists of 4 stages. The first stage is liquid, which you will be on for a minimum of 2 weeks. The liquid should be smooth, lump-free and a texture that can be sucked through a straw. On this stage, we would like you to have 3 meal replacement shakes or soups per day. Common brands include SlimFast, Exanti, Complan and Tesco Slim, but many other options are available. You may not manage a full serving in one sitting this early on after surgery, so you may need to distribute these over 5 or 6 small meals per day. Make sure you are sipping these slowly, as drinking too quickly or taking large gulps could cause discomfort and vomiting. We suggest prioritising meal replacement shakes due to their favourable protein content. However, if you choose not to purchase these meal replacements, you can make homemade soup or use tinned soup. You should opt for high protein options such as those that consist of meat, beans, lentils or cheese. However, these will also need to be fortified with 1 to 2 tablespoons of skim milk powder to increase the protein content. If you opt for products with lumps or bits, they should be blended and may need passing through a sieve to ensure that they are completely smooth. In addition to shakes and soups, you should consume a pint of skimmed or semi-skimmed milk per day. If you like, this can be added into hot drinks or consumed on its own. If you are lactose intolerant or are sensitive to cow's milk, the best alternatives would be lactose-free milk or soya milk. Other plant-based milks such as oat, cashew and almond are not suitable as they contain insufficient protein. You should also aim for 2 litres of hydrating fluid per day, such as water, no added sugar squash, tea or coffee. These fluid requirements remain throughout the post-op diet and beyond. After completing the liquid stage, you can move on to the second stage, which is puree or blended foods. This should last a minimum of 1 week, but you may take longer if needed. Food should still be smooth with no lumps, but may now have a thicker consistency. Examples of this texture include yoghurt, ready bread and smooth mashed potato. As your portion sizes are still likely very small, you should aim to consume 4 to 6 meals per day, starting with 1 to 2 tablespoons per meal and working up to no more than 4 tablespoons per meal. When making your own meal on this stage, ensure that you are adding a source of protein to each meal, and when eating your meals, stop as soon as you start to feel satisfied. You may decide to opt for foods that are naturally this consistency, but if you have access to a blender, you can blend many foods to make them suitable, such as blended beans, blended fish in sauce, liquidised meat, or blended mac and cheese. As with the liquid stage, you will need to have a pint of skimmed or semi-skimmed milk per day. However, you could now use this to blend your food. You can also have foods such as fat-free yoghurt, sugar-free Angel Delight or a milky drink to have in between your breakfast, lunch and dinner. The third stage is easy to chew, which should last a minimum of 1 week. Lumps are now allowed, however the food must be soft enough that it could easily be mashed with a fork. An example of this texture is porridge or roughly mashed potatoes with mincemeat and gravy. You will be aiming to eat between 3 to 4 tea plate sized meals a day. If you are unable to manage a full tea plate sized portion, you should consume 1 to 2 protein rich snacks between your meals. Each meal should include protein, carbohydrate and a portion of vegetables, though you should always eat the protein first. You will also need to include half a pint of skimmed or semi-skimmed milk a day, of which you can use in food and drinks. Examples of food on this stage can be porridge, shreddies or cornflakes for breakfast, scrambled eggs, cottage cheese, oily fish, mincemeat, corn or lentils for protein, overcooked pasta, jacket potato without the skin, couscous as carbohydrates, and well-cooked vegetables, tinned tomatoes or mushy peas as your vegetable options. Options for snacks could be low-sugar custard, low-fat yoghurt, milky drinks, soft or stewed fruit with no added sugar or tinned fruit in juice. Finally, after completing these 3 stages, you should begin to progress onto the final stage, which is normal textured foods. At this point, you can try any food that you like, but you should introduce them slowly and in small quantities to ensure that you can tolerate them okay. If you can manage a tea plate sized portion, you should now stick to 3 meals per day only. However, if you cannot manage that much, you should include 1 to 2 protein rich snacks until you can. This is the way that you should now eat permanently. Many of the healthy habits you have worked on in the past should be adhered to. Always remember to make your plate nutritious. Portion in your plate a quarter protein, a quarter carbohydrates, and half vegetables or salads, and aim to eat the protein first. Do not be tempted to skip a meal even if you do not feel hungry. Your body needs the nutrients to recover from surgery and prevent any loss in muscle mass, which can help with long-term weight loss. Remember to take your time when eating your meal. Eat slowly and ensure you chew very well. Most issues that arise at this time are due to failure to do this. We want you to aim to take between 20 to 30 minutes to eat your meal and discard anything left after this. You may wish to use the 20-20-20 cue to reinforce this. That is, each mouthful should be the size of a 20p piece, chew each mouthful roughly 20 times, and slow down your eating so that your meal lasts 20 minutes. Try to aim for a total of 60 to 100 grams of protein per day. Throughout the modified texture stages, we would strongly recommend you purchase some skim milk powder and add this to food and drinks to increase the protein that you are having daily. Animal protein sources such as meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy are best, but good plant-based sources include tofu, beans, lentils, corn, soy products, and vegetarian meat replacements. After surgery, you should not be drinking and eating together. When having a meal, you will need to stop drinking 30 minutes before eating, and then once you have finished eating, you will need to wait another half an hour, 30 minutes before having something to drink. Also avoid all fizzy drinks, as these can cause discomfort and may cause your small pouch to stretch. We recommend keeping a water bottle with you at all times and sipping regularly throughout the day. Possible problems after surgery may include regurgitation. This can be caused by swallowing too much at one time, not chewing your food enough, eating your food too quickly, eating too much, or drinking at the same time as you eat. If you do regurgitate, be mindful of what caused this and think about ways to change how you eat for the next time. Dumping syndrome. This can be caused by eating something high in sugar or refined carbohydrates. Symptoms of this include nausea, sweating, feeling faint, and diarrhea after eating. If you experience this, sit down or lay down and wait for the symptoms to pass. This is more common after a gastric bypass. If you experience this regularly, let your dietitian know so they can advise you appropriately. Constipation. This is common after surgery for several reasons. For example, less volume of food, less fibre, insufficient fluid, and inactivity. To combat constipation, you should aim to drink at least 2 litres of fluid a day, include high fibre foods, and engage in regular physical activity. You may also need to use laxatives. We hope that the information provided in this video and the accompanying dietary sheets will help you navigate through the post-op diet. The success of your surgery will be entirely down to you making good dietary choices and increasing your physical activity. If you have any concerns with the post-op diet, please use our contact details found on the diet sheets to contact us.